Hello, Wallace & Metis Real Estate here. Welcome to my home office. Like many of you, this is where I do most of my work these days. A lot of us have, in fact, our entire team wakes up and goes to their home office or their dining table or their coffee table or nook in the bedroom that they've set up. And we've really had to pivot and reposition and redefine what it means to work and what it means to have an office this year. So that is going to lead into some of the conversation I'm going to talk about today. But first and foremost, this year has been about change, if anything, and more importantly than change, it's been about community. I wanted to give a couple shout outs. First, David Askew, whose shirt I'm wearing. We had a social over the summer that we had the pleasure of David performing at. He's actually a young artist from the North Bay who went to school in USC and went off to Tennessee, Nashville, after he performed for us, pursuing a career in music. And those are the stories that really motivate and excite us as a team. All these young people pursuing their passions despite a pandemic and the uncertain world that they live in. Another shout I wanted to give out to is Ahmad Mohazab, who has generously made these bracelets for everyone in our group. And we wear them every day. We're very grateful for them, and we feel like it's brought us quite a bit of luck. That being said, we're very grateful for the community that we have built and the community that we have served. That being said, I want to move on to market conditions, the meat and bones of this, and really why you're tuning in. We try to give you an overview of what's going on in the market every quarter. And fair to say, in the last 20 years I've been in the real estate market, this has been the most absurd, crazy, and unpredictable year. It's just when things feel like they're going right, or even as things feel like they're going to correct, something else happens. Unpredictability has been the constant of 2020, and we don't see any signs of that stopping. I wish we could tell you that we had a magic crystal ball and we could tell you exactly what the future looked like. But the one thing that is certain is we don't see a correction coming. We don't see a dip. If anything, we've seen the market slow and contract the last couple of years. And areas that are used to seeing double-digit in appreciation have gone to single-digit appreciations. And I'm going to talk about macro. We have an incredible team, both here in Silicon Valley and Los Angeles, that could work with you and talk with you on an individual basis based on your particular property, location, and type, because all that matters. But speaking very generally, home prices have not gone down. There are still plenty of buyers and historically low inventory throughout not only just California, Silicon Valley, and LA, but also the areas that we're seeing clients migrate to, primarily Northwest in Seattle, Bellevue, Issaquah. We also have clients moving to Idaho, Boise, Coeur d'Alene, Sunrise, parts of Oak, Oregon, Nevada, Arizona, Gilbert, most recently. So we're looking at this kind of like the great big pause. And what I mean by that is Facebook and Google and many of the tech campuses that drive a culture here in Silicon Valley has mentioned they're not expecting employees back until June or July of 2021, which means as long as there's internet and they could deal with the time difference, they could kind of work anywhere in the world right now. But what we do see is all these remote workers coming back to Silicon Valley to get back into the offices and get back into routine June or July 2021, especially with potential promising vaccines on the way, the most recent through Pfizer, and I believe AstraZeneca has one as well. That's not my area of expertise, and I can't comment too much on that. But from where we look at and where we sit, we expect the best deals in terms of a buyer to get into contract and get into property today through probably around March or April of next year. And the reason we're saying March or April, the beginning of Q2 next year, is because if that moving line doesn't move June or July 2021, families are looking to get back here in the Bay, to get resettled, to absorb up the rents, to buy their properties, and especially to get their kids into the school systems that they really want them to. Get completely settled, back into routine, and that way when June or July 2021 comes, they could go right back in the office. And while we don't expect a crazy boom, we do expect it more difficult to get into contract. We expect contracts to be cleaner. We do expect contracts to have less contingencies. So if you're in the market to really buy and sell and you want assessment on your home, we have built an incredible team of amazing local experts. Starting up from the top, we have Annie, who's been a great resource for Oakland and East Bay clients. And then we have both Kelly and Lily serving both San Francisco and the Peninsula. We have Kate and Adrian, who services Palo Alto and the South Bay. We have Team Page that really works with clients kind of everywhere, primarily in San Jose, Evergreen, also Saratoga and Cupertino. You also have Dennis and I that kind of overlook everything. And then we have an amazing team in Southern California. We have David, we have Lewis, and we have Lindsay down there really servicing all of Los Angeles and the beach cities. So you want to talk to them and you want to get their inside expertise on the very local market that affects you, as well as types of property. I mean, the types of property that are moving are single families, that are spacious, that are move-in ready, that are comfortable. Those are the properties when you walk through the threshold and you walk through the doors, you realize this feels like home, I want to be here. The properties that are taking somewhat of a hit are not move-in ready properties, dated properties, fixer-uppers, or what we call Winchester mystery home properties, which are really subdivided, really crazy looking properties, really maxed out properties. We're talking about, say, a 4,000 foot structure on maybe a 5,000 square foot lot. What people are looking for is they're paying a premium for space and what we call Zen. And the other categories that aren't really moving or actually taking a hit are condos and townhomes, multi-residential. So if you have, say if you imagine looking at a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, those are always going to go for a set price no matter what the renovation is. Unlike New York, where you have completely renovated townhomes and row homes, the homes here on the West Coast are newer, and many of them are kind of like for like. So doing the comps on those are really easy. And in our case, if we're unable to get our clients one for a fair price, we just target the other 2s in that community and we'll cultivate and we'll figure out, we'll get them one of those properties at a price that they're willing to pay. That is very unlike a single family that has been renovated, that is unique, and that is one of one. So supply and demand, scarcity matters. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight of what's going on in the market, what we expect for Q4 and going into Q1 and Q2 2021. As always, we have assembled a team of amazing realtors, amazing professionals who understand and live in the communities that they serve. Contact them. If you want me to put you in touch with one of them, I'm very happy to. And speaking of that, if you see our videos and you see the progress of our team and you see what our team is doing, and that excites and motivates you, and you've been thinking about moving to a career in real estate, do reach out. We love to talk to you. We've made a significant investment into both technology. We've tripled our office size, and we want to make big strides in 2021. So set up a meeting with Dennis, set up a meeting with I'd love to talk with you. We love to talk about your future, and we love to talk about how we could work together as business partners to better your life. So thank you for watching. Thank you for always supporting us. I look forward to seeing every one of you, and I'm wishing you warm, fuzzy, and happy holidays.